So, since I refuse to resign, you are simply going to suspend me. If I refuse to be suspended, what are you going to do? Take me out and shoot me?
Dorian, I'm sorry. It has to be this way.
I was nearly killed while reporting a story. Doesn't that kind of journalistic valor count for anything with the board of directors?
You were almost killed because of a rumor, with no basis in fact, which is the heart of the matter. It is called journalistic integrity versus grandstand rating games.
If it were not for me, the ratings of this station would be down the toilet. And they will be, believe me, if I go. There's no way to fight this, is there?
I'm sorry. We think it's for the best.
Very well. Very well, I guess I will have to give in to you. But I do have one last simple request.
Very cynical guy, David Rinaldi.
Well, Brad, you do have a history of some shady dealings. I didn't want to trust you in the beginning either.
Well, I think I convinced him that I'm not planning to run away with you and then turn him into the authorities.
How'd you do that?
By pointing out how quickly you would leave me if I did. So I think everybody's in sync now.
Okay, well, as predicted, Larry didn't buy my story about us getting married, but I convinced him to keep it to himself and hopefully he won't pressure me about it.
All right, good. Now, we just have to convince everybody else that this wedding is for real, because if we don't, they're going to become very suspicious, and that could lead Herb and Ed to asking a lot of questions.
Boy, that Viki really loved that cowboy she's married to. Personally, I don't understand it, but maybe I should be a little more affectionate with him. God, I hope I don't have to gag when they do it. Today, I hired Dan Wolek as a cub reporter at the Banner. Such an eager, enthusiastic young man. Wolek, Dan Wolek. I wonder if he's related to that, Dr. Wolek. Larry is so excited, Dan decided to join the Lord profession. Must be the son. Yes, come in.
Hello, darling.
Clint, I thought you were Tina. Did you give her the message that I wanted to talk to her?
Oh, honey, I'm afraid I forgot.
Oh.
She's downstairs with a friend.
Who?
Clay Monroe. You know, the movie producer.
Oh.
Honey, there's something I want to talk to you about.
Uh-oh. Is something wrong?
I just don't understand why you didn't tell me about that patient of Dr. Polk's who's trying to blackmail you. And I don't understand why you would actually take money out of the bank to pay him off.
Thanks a lot, Tina.
Now, you're probably annoyed that Tina told me, but I more or less forced it out.
Annoyed, try furious.
But honey, why didn't you just tell me about it in the first place?
I'm sorry, I guess I should have.
You guess you should have, honey. You damn sure should have.
I don't know why you're so mad about it.
You don't? Well, let me tell you. I can't help but remember that you tried to keep your illness away from me, too. But when you found out that I still loved you, despite your dual personality problem, I didn't think that you would ever again be afraid to share your problems with me.
Oh, what do you know? Vicky's not perfect after all. It was wrong of me, I know.
I just don't understand what made you do it.
Well, I didn't want to worry you, that's all. I mean, you've done nothing but worry about me for so long now.
What worry? I would simply have gone to Dr. Polk and we would have thrashed it out.
But Clint, I don't really know what Niki does, do I? I mean, what if it had been true? How could I have put you through that?
Sweetheart, look. How many times have I told you? How many times have I told you that even if you and Harry O'Neill were lovers while you were Niki Smith, I could have lived with it. I could live with it. I still don't believe that Niki Smith was the kind of lady who would sleep with a psychiatrist. And I don't believe that Dr. Polk would sleep with one of his patients. So your fears were groundless.
Well, again, I'm sorry. I guess I just rushed to the bank in a panic and took the money out.
Where is the money? What'd you do with it?
Great. I get my hands on enough money to escape, and now I gotta give it back. It's here.
Well, I'm glad that you didn't have time to turn it over to whoever the crackpot was that sent you that note.
If it was indeed a crackpot, Clint, I still don't really trust Dr. Polk. I hope you understand that.
Honey, I am hoping that with time, that fear will go away. Yes?
Excuse me. Dr. Larry Wolek is waiting downstairs. He says he'd love to see you, ma'am.
Peg, would you ask him to wait a minute, please?
Yes.
Clint, I'm not up to company.
Honey, you have been rejecting Larry's attempts to visit with you ever since you came home. Now, if you just see him for a few minutes, it'll make him feel better and make me feel better. It makes me nervous that you want to hide out here in your room.
All right, I'll see him. You're right, it's not fair to Larry at all. Let me just brush my hair for a second, all right?
Thank you.
Screen test around here every 5 seconds. How am I gonna get out of here with the money?
Brad, we still haven't come up with a plan about what we're going to do after the wedding.
Well, we have. You just don't know what it is. We are sailing away on our honeymoon, my dear, on the Crown Yacht.
Why the yacht?
Because it's bigger than a rowboat, and it fits all the requirements, including the fact that Rob and Cassie will be in on the plan with us.
Oh, great, great. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they can have it fueled and service ready to go, and they can pick up supplies so we don't have to stop on the way. Now, this is what I envision. David will slip on board before the ceremony dressed as a captain. After the ceremony, we'll slip on board and we'll set off for the North Carolina coast. That's where I get off.
And what are you going to do? Where are you going to go?
I don't know. But you guys can sail on to whatever port you wish. We'll send the yacht back to Landview. How's that sound?
It sounds great, but I am worried about you. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? I'm concerned about you. Are you willing to give up all of this for us?
For you, yes, I'm willing. As a matter of fact, I'm looking forward to it. You know, Brad Vernon has not been my favorite character for a long time now, and I'll be glad to get rid of him. He's made a lot of big mistakes, hurt a lot of people. I don't think the world will be any worse off if he no longer exists.
I never thought he was all that bad. I just thought he kept a lid on his good qualities.
Hey, starting over is the best thing that could happen to me. And if I can't be with you, at least you'll have my name, right? You will be Mrs. Brad Vernon for the rest of your life. Hey, come on. None of this mushy stuff. We got a lot to do. Let's move.
Okay. I should go by Viki and Clint's. Tell them about our plans to get married. Might as well tackle the hardest skeptics first.
Right. I'll see if I can find Rob and Cass, and we'll make arrangements for borrowing the yacht for our getaway.